You know, there's a quiet revolution happening in crypto right now that could totally change the game for how we interact with, well, everything in the decentralized world. It's called EIP 4337, and in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly why it's one of the most important updates you probably haven't even heard of yet.
So let me ask you this. If you've ever dipped your toes into crypto, you've probably hit this wall, right? You try to do something, anything at all, and suddenly you're getting a pop-up asking you to pay a gas fee. It's confusing, it's honestly frustrating, and for a lot of people, that's the exact moment they just give up. Well, what if that whole barrier could just vanish?
To really get the solution, first we have to look at the villain of our story, the transaction fee, aka gas. For years, this has been the single biggest thing standing in the way of mass crypto adoption.
And look, this isn't just some small inconvenience. This friction point actively pushes newcomers away. It makes using these decentralized apps, or dApps, feel super complicated and expensive, and it stops them from having that seamless experience we all expect from modern tech. Seriously, it's kind of like having to pay a toll every single time you click a button on the internet. Who would want that?
This right here, this perfectly shows the before and after. The old way uses these things called externally owned accounts, or EOAs. They're just really rigid. You always have to pay the fees, and if you lose your private keys, poof, your funds are gone forever. But this new way, powered by smart wallets, is a complete game changer. It's flexible, the dApps can actually cover your fees for you, and you have real options for recovering your account. It's a fundamental, massive upgrade to the whole user experience.
So how do we get from that old, clunky way to the new way? Well, the hero of this story is a concept called account abstraction, and it's all wrapped up in a new standard known as EIP 4337.
Okay, the most important thing to get is this. Account abstraction basically makes your crypto wallet smarter. Yeah, smarter. Instead of just being a simple box to hold your stuff, it becomes a programmable smart contract. And that programmability, that's the key that unlocks all these incredible new features.
So for you, the user, the whole process becomes ridiculously simple. You just click, you use the app, and behind the scenes, the dApp itself is sponsoring that pesky transaction fee. And that's it. Your transaction is done. No pop-ups asking for gas, no need to have a specific token just to pay fees. It just works.
So, what does this all really mean for you? Let's break down the brand new user experience this tech actually creates.
Just take a second and actually imagine that. A world where signing up for a new Web3 service is just as easy as signing up for Netflix or Spotify. No complicated steps, no worrying about whether you have the right crypto for fees. This isn't some far-off dream anymore. It's the reality that EIP 4337 is making possible right now.
And check out the superpowers this gives you. We've talked about gasless transactions, sure. But what about social recovery? You could actually set it up so trusted friends or family can help you get your account back if you lose your device. Or how about using your fingerprint to sign a transaction, just like you already do with your banking app? You can even set up multi-signature security, which means you can require multiple people to approve a big transaction. I mean, this is the kind of security and convenience people have been waiting for.
But this isn't just about making things easier for users, as great as that is. This innovation is kickstarting a whole new crypto economy for developers, for businesses, and for investors.
And hey, this isn't just a theory. It is happening right now. We're already seeing a huge surge in the adoption of smart wallets that support this new standard. And the reason is simple. Developers know that a gasless, easy onboarding experience gives them a massive competitive edge when it comes to getting new users.
The strategy here is absolutely key, and it should sound familiar. It basically mirrors the freemium models that made Web2 platforms so wildly successful. Think about it. Free-to-play games or services like Spotify. They get rid of that initial cost to get millions of users in the door, and then they figure out how to make money later. Sponsoring gas fees? That's the Web3 version of that proven, incredibly successful playbook.
This chart really says it all, doesn't it? By just removing that one initial barrier, the gas fee, the potential for user growth in Web3 isn't just a little bump, it's exponential. We're talking about opening the floodgates to hundreds of millions of new users who are completely turned off by the complexity before.
So, where do we go from here? Well, like any huge innovation, this new world comes with both unbelievable potential and, of course, a new set of challenges we've got to navigate.
Yeah, it's really important to have a balanced view here. On the one hand, the risks. Sponsoring all those transactions can get really expensive for dApps, especially the small startups. And the complexity of these smart wallets means security has to be absolutely airtight.
But then you look at the opportunities, a frictionless user experience, access to a way bigger user base, and all that cool new functionality. The upside is just massive.
So, when you weigh those risks against those huge opportunities, the message for everyone building in this space becomes crystal clear.
And it really just boils down to this. This isn't some minor technical update. It's a fundamental shift in how the decentralized web is going to be built and used from now on. The projects that embrace this are probably going to become the leaders of the next wave, while the ones who don't, well, they risk getting left in the dust.
So we end with the biggest question of all. After all these years of people looking for the killer app for crypto, maybe the real breakthrough wasn't an app at all. Maybe it was a fundamental improvement to the user experience itself. Is account abstraction the key that finally unlocks the door to mainstream adoption? Only time will tell. But the stage is definitely set for something huge.